Vocabio. Master English your way.
So I would beg to differ a bit with that.
We beg you to help us close this gap. It could be fun.
Tragic ski accident. His family begged the hospital and then a judge to let them.
Unbelievably interesting. And I begged and I begged and I begged my dad, could I get?
All day long, I call people and beg them to give us their GPUs. We are.
Collective sanctions are imposed on those who misbehave. And of course, there are also rewards for good behavior.
And when students are bored in school, they start to misbehave. I was a high school teacher, and if my students were bored,
but all around the world, to really misbehave and push hard, there's probably a 2-month window.
Berlin. Peter's unit consists of 9 guys, and he's heading it.
And my group consists of undergraduate students and graduate students. And
this artist is trying to say, what does tyranny consist in? You know, here's the dead tyrant.
Instead, each rocket consists of 4 massive cylindrical segments.
In the sense that his coalition consists of a lot of white working class and black working class voters.
Academic about to drown you in an argument about definitions. But fear not, I will.
But families can mistake that for drowning or choking. So one of the things that we'll do. It's like
the prison. It's like you're gonna be stressed.
The 3 of us.
No, one of us may drown.
Who? Are you good at swimming?
Yes, I am a good swimmer.
Neue manufacturing division, drowning truth in deliberate falsehoods. Carl Sagan.
A lot of these emperors barely hesitated to completely reorder a peasant's relationship to her land.
They lack scruples who do not hesitate. And this applies.
Like, she matters to me. So the next time you hesitate, I hope you'll.
From China on that score. Now, I hesitate to say that because I think that in the context.
Teachers hesitate to challenge gifted students for fear of parent complaints.
But he could do it. Boris Johnson could do it. Could reunite.
He's an intelligent man. He could.
Well, he's an intelligent man.
And he'll want to.
Don't get to a doctor on time. We want to unite the American people to say that healthcare is a human right. We pay.
Meg, if she would join the public company board, so we were actually reunited for a couple of years there. It's about
separate from their partners and running to reunite with them. That's when a unique cluster of cells in the nucleus.
And this desire to be reunited with our loved ones, this.
With my brother on the back of the bike, weaving in and out of cars and.
So we have Michael from Lviv. Michael, do you see any pro-Russian names left in Lviv? Part of. We add to their grand weave in the work that we do, in the daily.
Surprising in a way because it weaves Fiona's biography, which is fascinating, into her.
I'll thread my way back to. I'll weave my way. Sorry, I'll get back to that. But.
By what you've been able to do and how you've been able to juggle and manage it and really make people feel important. And
Day and night. We're juggling life and death decisions where literally every minute.
Boys and bearded ladies, oddities, juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottle, trying.
The juggling between the sort of those who need help now and what you want to do in the
same-sex perspective helps us see that juggling work and family are not women.
Because it's deliberately intended to shock, but there's something in it as well.
Monstrous PowerPoint deck is that it's not intended to be shown as a PowerPoint.
Will do for inequality. Who is it intending to serve? We act as if
novel was intended in part to be an allegory of nationalism, and that the pandemic.
It intends to dismantle democratic values by totalitarianism, attack democratic countries.
Risk. In our previous episodes, we explored financial risk in all its forms with White.
Is in fact trying to explore the roots of this inequality. And
you've got nowhere to kind of anchor yourself, have you, as you explore?
Exactly. And I think some of these people spoke out. As you go through the book, you kind of explore different facets of what aspects of how people are persuading.
In many different ways, which is exploring the relationship between the ultra-rich and politics and power.
As far as the outside world is concerned, you've disappeared off the face of the earth. But your
advantage is retained and it does not disappear. And the, bone strength never disappears.
All the kindness that women deliver sort of disappears down a black hole. But it's all...
A face will disappear after 10 seconds, or Instagram or Tinder swiping.
So we can think about that. Will they disappear? I think the shocks of all those things will
Washington. And he was really upset, and he expressed to people that he was really upset with the willingness to speak up, to express dissident views. When people are required to wear brain.
When I felt.
And how did you express it? Did you get angry with it? Did you get angry in the dressing room?
Other people that I have spoken to have expressed, and it can be so damaging. And I found it.
And no doubt there have been some people that expressed that kind of idiotic or naive.
But loads of people were fleeing the city because the Mujahideen were trying to...
I say my freedoms because in 1992, I fled my master's house.
Hole and keep quiet there. That is the moment when you can let it go.
No.
Faiza's mother helped her flee her father and brothers. This is because on
the first days of war, I fled my hometown near Kyiv.
And what we do is we nourish communities through community dining. So we started around
only as good as its roots. If you nourish the soil, nourish the roots, it doesn't matter, rain, storm.
BDNF is necessary to nourish and protect.
Expel the algae that nourish them, exposing their skeletons and turning them white.
Dow Corporation, a financial services firm. She co-founded Nourish Inc., a beverage company with a focus on...
As we did for our entire company, declaring Juneteenth a holiday. That's the day that slaves were liberated.
It can infer that based on not just you declaring what's your race, or in this
of cozy relationships, and it's all happening in plain sight. It's all declared. But that's almost
be excited about. You should declare any interests you have. Is there any
village councils and in areas that were declared state property, leaving aside incentives, people who live
transportation. How did he reconnect with his family, the people whom he loved?
Can find ways to reconnect, to create meaningful
with the people. How do you reconnect?
Well, that's the problem for the next generation.
To reconnect with our partners in a very different way.
It's about the experience itself, like reconnecting with a friend on the weekend, calling an old...
Can't keep up with. Researchers imagine that the diminished safety team are now frantic.
That his role will diminish a little, but I would guess...
period of time diminished my self-esteem and my self-confidence.
On the wing leading edge, that will diminish to less than 600 degrees Fahrenheit on the upper...
And that are impacted and diminished in depression. One is called...
They can replace a labor force with robotics. And by the way, there's still...
falsify them, and we could reject them if they weren't good enough and replace them by new ones. How did that even catch on?
The investment of those who replace you.
Realpolitik has been replaced by Feelpolitik. Can you explain?
Okay.
Benefiting while you're thrown out on the street and replaced by a robotic. So that is an issue we need a lot of discussion about.
And the world started to spin again. I realized that I had my...
In the 2000s was that suddenly people in the neuroimaging field realized that...
Action made by man was key. Darwin realized that the natural world probably made the same kind of...
What I want to do, because it was the first time I realized that, my life is finite. And I've seen...
Steady pace, like a countdown clock. Libby realized that he could determine the time of death by measuring the
they're in terrible danger of being kidnapped by a guy in a white van looking for his puppy, or...
I mean, some of it was silly, but sort of gymnastics clubs where people go and exercise and get fit and learn sort of military discipline.
Correspondent getting tear gassed on the West Bank and being kidnapped and shot at and all the rest of it. And so I...
Kidnapping of school children for ransom, what I have termed
that was busted last year to kidnap the governor of Wisconsin. There were the events in
Vocabio, available in Google Play. Download, discover, improve your English.